The man has got no reason to even be upset. He's a foolish chap who is very selfish.
Yeah.
He's a foolish chap who's selfish and very, very inconsiderate because he wants to do things his own way. There's a
Yeah.
reason why he made that decision of going to doctors to do whatever they did to him. There's a reason why he thought like that, which
Yeah.
he never revealed to the woman. So now, should the woman be a slave over someone's way of wanting to live his own life? No,
No. So
no,
do you
it's
think,
unfair.
like in that situation, what up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to ZB Talks. I'm your host, Z Boy Kuchalo. And I got two important people I invited to this show for this important conversation. Please welcome Sarah Chandasoko and Sydney Warrior. Welcome, guys.
Hi, thank you. Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. The reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys is because of one of this video which went viral about a couple that were arguing, about marital, you know, situation. So I'll just play a video for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and then we discuss from there. I want to hear your thoughts and what you guys think. So thank you guys for coming once again.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having me as well.
All right.
Vasectomy though.
Who you been?
Bro, you a liar.
I'm the liar.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Are you serious? But I'm the liar?
Get that camera out my face. This is serious, bro.
I am serious. What do you mean? What are you crying for? I'm the one should be crying.
Get out of my
You don't
face.
want out
You
somebody
lying.
else and don't got
You are a
pregnant.
whole lie. You got a vasectomy without
You done
telling
brought a
me.
whole nother to my family. Like, what is your...
You are lying on me. Why you automatically assume I'm cheating on you when you literally lied?
How do you
our
get
marriage is based
pregnant?
on trust. Our marriage is based on trust, and you literally just.
How
ruined
did
that.
you get
I can't
pregnant,
even
though? You talking about
anymore.
trust you. How am I trust you?
How am I gonna trust you when you're making decisions by yourself that should be together? You should be happy that
You
I'm
made a
pregnant.
decision by yourself. Well, apparently it wasn't by yourself. Apparently it was with somebody else.
You should be happy that
Because it wasn't me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
that
How?
is not true.
How
That's
are you
not
pregnant?
true. By God. Lucky
Oh
God
my
came
God.
to save us.
Don't bring God into this, bro. Don't you do that. No. I do not want to hear that.
You know I wanted children. You got a vasectomy though?
Why are you pregnant? Why?
What do you mean why? Because I wanted to get pregnant by you. That's how you get pregnant.
I know, and
Each other.
I know, but you definitely
So
pregnant.
why did you get
I
vasectomy?
can't
Wait,
get you
hold on.
pregnant.
Why did you get vasectomy if you wanted children with me? Are you else then? And then you get mad when I get wind up pregnant?
What?
No, you must, because you wanted children with me and then tell me you got vasectomy 3 months ago, which don't make no sense when you know I wanted to have kids.
What do
You know I wanted to have a kid.
How you gonna make this about me when you the
What
one
you mean?
pregnant?
It's always about you. You always go and run off and make some brand decision by yourself without even asking me. And you still don't record me like I'm some animal on a
You know
zoo.
what? I'm done. Just bro, because I'm not finna be taking care of another
If I
kid.
leave, I'm never coming back. Another
Scenario that was there, then I think I can pick it up from there even without watching the video itself.
Okay, so the thing is, these two couple right here, right? They got married like 4 years. I mean, they've been married like for 4 years, right? So the whole
They've been
time,
married for 4 years.
yes. So the whole time, the guy he got vasectomy, so he cannot have kids, but he never tell the woman. So the whole time, the
Oh,
woman think like, yeah, we're gonna get married and we're gonna have kids, we're gonna have a happy family. So
okay.
while in marriage, the woman started seeing another person. So she ended up getting pregnant by another person. So she came home, she told her husband.
But
So when she came home, she told the husband, like, I'm pregnant. So the husband is like, okay, wait, I can't have kids.
how can you get pregnant?
How can you get pregnant when I can't have kids? So the woman is like, what do you mean you can't have kids? Like, I took vasectomy. So that's the
Oh,
argument
yeah.
now. So now it's condemning they're all both condemning each other. It's like, how can you get pregnant by somebody else? And then the guy's like, the lady's like, how can you give us vasectomy without you telling me? So
Mhm.
that was the heated conversation right there. So I just want to hear your thoughts.
Very
Guys.
interesting.
What do you guys think?
It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting topic. I don't know if you wanna go first, Sarah, or maybe I go first.
You can go ahead and go first.
You see, this is where now things get very complicated if you began your journey on a lie.
Yeah.
I'm audible. You can get me.
Yes. I can get you clear.
Yeah. If you began your journey on a lie, things always have to turn out like the way they turned out in this scenario. Because me myself, what I believe in, whatever I indulge myself into, like today, it's got every repercussion that I'm going to suffer from tomorrow, whether good or bad. They will come to me based on how I acted today.
True.
You see, so the 4 years of marriage that those two guys had, I do not think it was a blossoming one, or the one that is very encouraging or transformational. In other words, I would say, because I believe life is not about transactional; it's about transformational. You know, in this case, it's like those. It's like those people were just together for a certain cause, which none of them understood exactly what it was. They were just hanging in. You understand? They were just living a life for the sake of surviving, not really like achieving a certain goal or fulfilling a certain purpose they might have embarked on in the first place. You check, right? So, because if this is what we usually even used to talk about way back in the past when we could meet on certain lives on other media platforms, so on and so forth.
Yes.
When you are entering into a relationship or anything that is involving 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, or whatsoever number of people are available in terms of on a particular cause that you want to like find results that are tangible on, you need to make sure that you accept the goods and bads. You understand? And what cements a certain situation in every cause is what? Is acceptance, number one.
Yeah.
When you accept, it simply means you are ready to endure the negativity that are going to befall the two of you. When you are in that particular route, you have chose to pass. You understand? So now in this case, there's a lot of dishonesty. And according to my understanding and how I've seen life be and perceive life to be, I believe honesty is one thing that is very vital in every relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's the intimate kind of a relationship, whether it's family, so on and so forth. Honesty is very important, because if you are not being honest in the first place, you risk everything. So in this case, I believe the man is the one at fault, because the man has allowed the woman to have a retaliating point to prove to him, and which automatically became a defensive mechanism. So he's got no one to blame in the first place, because the moment he knew, he married her first before he got before the wife got pregnant by another person. He married her first, and he knew that he's incapable of bearing children. He was impotent. You understand? He's impotent, and he's got no ways or means to actually have children.
Yes.
Which I believe in every marriage, especially women, they look forward to that. So 4 years is not a little time. It's time that is very huge for somebody to be able to analyze if there's a problem or not. So the wife had individual thoughts, which she was maybe afraid to tell the husband, to say, if I mention something like this to him, I don't know how he's going to take it. She ended up doing what? The incorrect thing. So there, the weakness is the man. The man is the one who was weak, because if he was really genuine enough, because it's they say the head of a house is a man. He's the one who married her, who went to go and get her from her parents' house to put her in his home. You understand? Eh?
Yes.
He did that. But when the moment he began to experience the life's hurdles, like the stuff that come in marriages, impotency, maybe financial instability, so on and so forth, he never wanted to actually alert the woman or the wife about it. So now
Yeah.
that same environment that he created, it made his wife become vulnerable, because she had her own anxieties, inferiorities, so on and so forth. Maybe she thought she's the one who had the problem. You understand? She thought she's the one who's got maybe a problem. Maybe she was barren. Maybe maybe because of her past experiences, which she might not have been able to tell him about what she had gone through, which could also trigger the situation of not her bearing children. So she wanted to try another way. And that same other way, the route she took was incorrect. You understand? It was incorrect.
Yes.
It was an incorrect way of finding out as well. She got pregnant women are emotional beings. Women are people that are not stable emotionally. They can act like this today, tomorrow they change, they act all good tomorrow to you, so on and so forth. So if you as a man, you are not able, or you're not in a position to curb your woman's emotions, she becomes vulnerable. So the act that she did of maybe even copulating with another person out there for her to fall pregnant, it was out of what? Desperation and the lack of protection in some ways. Because you Z boy, and you Sarah and myself, we do not know the type of behavior the husband had after finding out
Yes.
that he's impotent.
Yes.
You see, we don't know the kind
No,
of
like,
behavior
sorry.
he used to portray.
Like, sorry to cut you.
Come again?
Okay. So, like, I'm sorry to cut you. Like, the thing, like, the husband wasn't impotent. The guy, he had a choice not to have kids. So he went to the doctor and get a vasectomy.
And then does the valleys
Oh,
in short,
Yes.
the way women do
he
it.
didn't. He just cut himself not from. He cut himself from not
Yes,
to have kids.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
But did he
yes. The
mention
way
that
as
But did he
Didn't-
mention that to the wife?
No, he did not. The wife, she just like,
Yeah.
when she
No.
tell him that,
Then
so like
if that's the case, that's an injustice kind of a situation, I believe. It's very
yes,
injustice,
yes,
because as I'm making a decision, if I marry Sarah today, then I want to make such a decision. Why shouldn't I engage her?
yes.
Why shouldn't I
Because
engage
even
her?
me, sorry to cut you short, Sydney. Even me, that's what I feel. Because if you've heard when he came to when she told him to say I'm pregnant, then he said, "How can you be pregnant? Because me, I did a vasectomy, whatever." Then she
Yeah.
was like, "When? At some time back." But why didn't he tell the wife to say, "This is what I'm going to do"? And like
Okay.
you said, Sydney, as women, we want to prove a point. I love my man. I need to keep
Mhm.
this marriage. I want to have children.
Yeah,
But
So she was,
because listen, when two people get married, sorry to cut you short, Sarah. When two people get married,
no, it's
we
fine,
are
dear.
two different people coming from two different backgrounds. You see?
Exactly.
So I might come from, like, for myself, I come from a family whereby we are a few in my family, you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't look at myself being alone again in the family, in the life that I would like to live. I would like to
Yeah.
have a lot of people around. You understand? So that I feel
Yes.
comfortable. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I feel comfortable. I feel secure. Okay, I've got this one. I've got that one. I've got that one. So now the question is that you are the two of you in marriage.
Yeah.
Because even the vows of marriage, biblically speaking, And when you even follow the laws, especially in our country, they emphasize that when you get married, it means you have become one. Not biblically, but even lawfully speaking, you understand?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
emphasize
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Even the
now, if we
counselor.
are the two of us,
Mm-hmm.
two different people coming from two different upbringing,
Yeah.
how do I make an individual decision when I know that I'm living with a person who's totally not my relative, but I've
Yeah.
just joined their family and she's joined my family? So the man was selfish. In this regard, I feel the guy was unwise, selfish, and very, very egocentric. Because I don't feel, if at all I know that you, Z boy,
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Z-boy, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I think Sydney's maybe network. Just
yeah,
like
yeah. Looks
Sydney's
okay.
saying,
Yes.
yeah, just like Sydney's saying, Z-boy, I feel
Mhm.
for that woman because in the first place, that man would have told the wife to say, look, this is what I'm doing. They should have sat down, talked about it. Maybe he's got his own reasons why he did that, but he needed to talk to the wife first. Like Sydney said, the two became one. So they needed
Yes.
to talk before he made that decision. He was so unfair on the wife.
yes,
He was so unfair on her.
Mhm.
And
But
she
okay,
needed to
so
prove it.
okay,
Just
so
like you
right.
men, in
Mhm.
most cases, you men, you if you see that you've stayed with your wife for 4 years, then there's no fruit of your labor. For example, kulibe mwana, you try from outside because you want to prove a point to say, oh, at least I've got a child that side. Maybe it's my wife who's got a problem. Even her, maybe she wanted to try it to say, hey, maybe I'm the one who's got a problem. Let me try somewhere else. And she becomes pregnant. Then she tells the husband. Then the husband comes out to say, no, this is what I did. He's got a guest to answer as well.
Yeah, okay. So like I totally agree with both of you guys. Like, but the question is, okay, so the wife didn't know that the man he got a vasectomy. So like the whole time she didn't know. And then she after 4 years,
you know how the excitement that is there when two people have just gotten married.
yes.
When two people have just got, I've noticed situation whereby people get married while the woman is pregnant. You
Hmm.
see,
Yeah.
especially in Africa, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then when two people get married, the ultimate goal is to really conceive. You
Yes.
understand? They would want to
Yes.
bring forth a child in their marriage. Predominant
Yeah.
percent of people, they have got that kind of a focus. You are
Yes.
you get my point. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So now, do not look at the 4 years that those two people lived together to
Mhm.
be something that is um, um, uh, lead to consider. You know, it's not a minimal thing to consider. No, it's something very huge and something that really, really requires a lot of what? A lot of effort. Okay.
Yes.
So the idea is the time that those people lived together for the 4 years that they lived together uh, without the blessing
Conceiving.
in their house and
Yeah.
without conceiving, it wasn't easy. There were flaring tempers going on. There were a lot of bad talks going on, so on and so forth, condemnation, blame games, so on and so forth. You get. So
Yes.
now we were not there. We were not able to see. What we've seen
Yes.
is just a snapshot of a life. We have
Yes.
seen only the conclusion of what the two experienced in the past 4 years.
Yes.
So as we are also trying to like analyze the whole issue here, we really have to think of the genesis as well. Because it's by comprehending the genesis of a story, that's when we'll be able to come up with a very good and the fair judgment between the two. You understand?
Yes.
But all in all, I still condemn the gentleman 100% for not being authentic enough.
Yeah.
Because if you really, really bold and you really had the good intentions of making sure that his home is stabilized, he should have been open enough to indicate his intentions on what he wanted to do or what he wanted to achieve. Because it's like he only brought in this lady in his life to come and live under his obligations, which is unfair.
It
How
is.
does the person live under their obligation and another person's obligations by not being engaged in a lifetime decision like that? Because he made a lifetime decision by marrying that lady. Then he also goes ahead to make his individual lifetime decision of not being able to bear children. But
Yeah.
how is the person going to take it? Is the other person willing or not? You understand? Which is unfair. So in this regard, the gentleman has got no right to even be upset of whatever the lady had gone through. He subjected her to a vulnerable kind of a life. He subjected the lady to an unprotective protective kind of a life. He subjected his wife to a life which is useless. He never regarded her in any way, because maybe he married for the sake of maybe wanting people to see that or know that he's married, but with not a very good intent. Because if he had a very good intent, he should have been very loyal, honest, and very open about his decisions. That madam obviously should have made a decision before they were pronounced man and wife.
True.
Because
Yes,
if he had mentioned to say, okay, my intention when we marry is ABCD, I do not think or feel she would have agreed to that marriage. Because the reason she had gone away to go and have an intercourse with somebody else so that she gets pregnant, it's because she was being bothered by a thought of not being able to bear children. So
yes.
he made her become a vulnerable person. I think
All
that's my thought.
All right. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I feel the same way the way Sydney feels. But again, I want to find out,
Yes.
like, what God hasn't done, it can be undone. Anything done by a human being, it can be undone. Because maybe somehow, somewhere, these things they untie. I've seen people who've gone to have their tubes tied, and along the way they untie and they are pregnant. So even
Yeah.
him, maybe because we don't know the end of the story. Maybe even him, the vasectomy reversed itself, because whatever is done by a human being, because we don't know the story thereafter. So I'm just
Yeah.
thinking we might be blaming the woman. Maybe for real she's pregnant by him. So if they do a DNA test, then that's when we can say, okay, wait, it's not your child, or no, it is his child. But
So
I feel for the woman.
okay, so like
I
I get
understand.
both of you guys.
Can I respond to Sarah on that one?
Yes. 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 Go ahead.
Okay, Sarah, that one which you've said, it's biased. It's a biased positive point. It's positive but biased.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Where
Yeah.
I say it's biased, it is a point which is only centered on the religion which you believe in. But this topic generally, it caters for all people on earth, whether
Mm-hmm.
Satanists, whether Christians,
Yeah,
whether Muslims, whether
yeah,
Shintoists or Buddhists, so on and so forth. Now, we are trying to look for a solution, because whether we like it or not, this is happening.
yes, it
Sure.
is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
It
happening
happens
in
every
different
day.
religions.
Yes.
It is happening in different circles of life.
Yes,
Okay. So
Yeah.
now, I'm not ruling out God. God is Alpha. You see, God
yeah,
is Alpha, the creator of life, the one that actually puts everything in position. But
Mhm.
as we are trying to look for a solution for on this particular topic which you've brought in,
Yeah.
we are going to look at it in a way that is practical, because not
okay,
every person who's married is spiritual or is religious. There are people who are
yeah,
married who are suffering from the same type of problems, but
Mhm.
they do not consider God as a priority. So now, how
yeah,
do we get the message to them? You get it? How do we get that message to them? That's where the issue
yes,
is. So now, um, when you speak of God in that area, it is absolutely correct. But let's say we are telling a person who is an atheist, how do we get to them?
yeah.
That would be a difficult one.
You get that?
Yeah.
So
That would
now,
be a difficult one for real.
yeah. So when a case comes in a manner that it has that Z boy has brought it, let us approach it in that way,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
whether we like it or not,
I asked you to say the video only ends there. Are they going to
Yeah.
have a DNA test? Are they going? What if it turns back to say he's the father? We should also look at the other side of this of the box. What if it
Yeah.
turns out that he's the father? Because, like I said, like sometimes you might be pregnant, and doctors will tell us, no, this child will never walk, and that child
Hmm.
when they're born they walk. We've heard such
Yeah.
stories. No, I was told that my child will only live for 2 days, and
Hmm.
that child is there 40 years after.
okay,
So
yes,
I'm just saying. So at the end of the day,
yes,
since
yes.
we don't know what the man has suggested to say, okay, we'll go for a DNA, or I know you are dating somebody. Maybe he knew that she is dating somebody else, and maybe around that time they never.
Your point is very very valid. Your point is very
Hmm.
very valid. But do you know when the
Yeah,
DNA comes in? The
yeah,
DNA, it's a second option. It's what I would call it a what? The last option. I would call it a last
yeah,
option.
Yeah. In
yeah,
honestly, in that
If you
situation,
want to know the
DNA
truth,
is absolutely the last option.
yeah,
yeah,
it's a last option if you want to know the truth. But
Hmm.
what was your genesis like? How did you begin? Did you begin everything on a lie or on the truth? Because if you began everything on a lie, definitely the results you are going to face in life are going to be on a
yeah, like,
lie
True.
yeah,
side. You understand? Yes.
True.
So the DNA part should not even, why should married people who married on a truthful ground with
Hmm.
the positive intentions subject to DNA tests? Why?
No. No. Like so. Okay. So the thing is, when somebody takes like go for a vasectomy, is like for sure, okay, the doctor did this procedure and then everything came out so positive and you're convinced that you cannot conceive, right? And then finding out that your woman is pregnant, trust me, you're not going to think about DNA because you are sure that I cannot have kids.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, like
Yeah,
my
yeah. I think
question
I
to
don't know.
you,
My network is really bad.
yeah, like my question to you both, like, okay, so since both of these two, okay, a guy started on the lie, like, he knew for sure that he can't have kids, but he kept promising a woman, we're gonna get married and start our own family, right? And then after 4 years in marriage, no kids, and then wouldn't be so like cool if they both just sit down and then, okay, let's just discuss why we're not having kids, let's go for a doctor and then see what's up, like why would the woman just decided to make her
Yeah,
own decision by stepping out trying to get
Yeah,
pregnant?
that
you know
that's what
that's my
Sydney was
that's my own
saying.
concern right there. It's like, why
Mm-hmm.
like it's just something where
yeah,
like, okay, my husband, look, we can't have kids, what's going on? But this
Yes.
woman, she stepped out on her
yeah.
own.
Z boy.
Yeah.
Z boy, yeah, that if you remember, I earlier alluded to a point where I said something like, we might not be privy to the facts that those people had experienced in the past 4 years
Yes.
before
Yes.
Yeah.
the woman got to that extent of making that mistake. I earlier
Exactly.
said that. So now, the first year, Yasira here without a kid. Second year, it's
Yeah.
every day we are talking about this issue when somebody is expecting to conceive. It's on a daily basis. Who's not been told that the husband is incapable of actually doing that fact,
A lot of
that
people.
that
Mm-hmm.
uh, that 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 job? The madam has been experiencing the first whole month, nothing. Second month, third month, up to the 12th month, nothing.
Yeah.
Second year, same. Third year, same. Fourth year, same. Then fifth year, the mistake comes in. Don't you think she has had a lot of anxiety and the inferiority complexes as well as the stress over the same particular issue? She might have had that issue. So for her to be preempted, for her to preempt to go to that particular kind of a route, it simply means it was maybe out of frustration, out of depression, and out of
Mhm.
incapability of handling our minds and our mind and emotions. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So me, that's where I'm not in 100% condemning the woman, but I'm condemning the man. The man,
Yeah.
if at all that was as he was initial intent, he should have mentioned to the woman so that she
Mhm.
knows if I make this mistake, this person will know. So it's like the woman was not married, but she was just simply put in a trap to see whether she's faithful or not faithful. It could be
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
We might
Yeah.
not, because we
Mm-hmm.
might also not know how these people met and
Mhm.
what happened before they decided they decided to get married. We might not know what transpired between. So
True.
it would have been better if those also people were available to ask them these particular questions.
Yeah.
This
That's
one
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
explains and the other one
they've got the
explains
best
so that we
answers.
know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they've
They've
got the
got.
best answer. In this scenario,
Mm,
we will not be able to give a very conclusive advice
Mhm.
to
mm-hmm.
whoever will be um, accessible to this particular podcast, uh,
Yeah.
because we have gotten the story on the concluding part of it, but we do
Yes.
not know the inception side of it, and whatever
Yeah.
was in the main board, we have got no clue. Because four
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
years is not a little time; it's a long time. Eh?
No, no,
4 years is a
no,
long
no.
time for someone to
People even
endure
have
what a
three
woman has
kids in
been
four
doing.
years. People can have three
Yes,
kids in 4 years.
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
You see. So
Yeah. Yeah.
in this regard, the man has got no reason to even be upset. He's a foolish chap who is very selfish.
Yeah.
He's a foolish chap who's selfish and very, very inconsiderate because he wants to do things his own way. There's a
Yeah.
reason why he made that decision of going to doctors to do whatever they did to him. There's a reason why he thought like that, which
Yeah.
he never revealed to the woman. So now, should the woman be a slave over someone's way of wanting to live his own life? No,
No. So
no,
do you
it's
think,
unfair.
like in that situation, like, do you think adoption is an option?
If you both
If
agree,
Mhm.
yes, if they both agreed it was going to
if you
with
both
you guys
agree,
that
yes.
side. With you guys that side is easy for adoption. Ask Sydney.
Yeah.
Here in Africa, adoption is
That's not possible.
It's
number one
tricky.
thousand on the list. It's number 1,000 on the list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not
You
you try
understand?
all angles. Like if there's a problem, for example, if there's a problem of impotence in the house,
Yeah.
you try all angles. You try African medicine. You try whatever
Mhm.
you know that can help you. Like here in Africa, yes, like you guys that side, adoption can be the next option. But that adoption, how is it going to come if you haven't talked about your problem? Because adoption
Yeah.
would have
Hmm.
only come if they had talked about their
Yes,
problem,
when you
or
have
maybe they.
agreed to say, okay,
Hmm.
Mhm.
I love you, Sarah, but I know I'm unable to do this for you. Okay, I've
Yeah.
Hmm.
understood you, Sydney, and I also love
Hmm.
you. But how do we maintain our happiness? Because we have agreed and accepted each other the way we are. Okay, let's just
Yes.
adopt
Hmm.
the child together. Then we go
Yeah.
ahead and adopt. Understand? Not
Yeah.
whereby
Hmm.
I've got the personal interest and the I cannot just make a partner fall under my obligations. No.
Yeah.
Marriage is a union
Yes.
between two people. There's a reason why a woman has been referred to a neck and the man has referred
Ahead.
to
Ahead.
a head of a
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
They work together. No head is going to turn to any direction if the neck is not compliant. It's
Yes.
impossible.
Okay.
No
So
neck is going to actually function properly if the head is not functional. You understand?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's like that. It's simple like that. So, but there's a lot of selfishness here. There might have been something that happened way before. These people are childhood lovers. Something happened way before,
Yeah.
which we might not be privy of.
Yeah, honestly,
So
you're right. Jack. That's a selfish act. Like, if you know that you can't have kids and then you did that on purpose, it's not like it just happened. You did that on purpose. You know fully that you can't have kids. You made that decision. Let me just say that
mm,
you made that decision of not having kids, but you looking forward to getting married, and then you're lying to your partner that we're gonna have a family. Because most of women, when they get married, the next thing they want to talk about is starting a family.
yes.
And then like the whole 4 years, you guys, I mean, you keep lying to her. And I know most of men, they'll keep saying like, you know what? When God's time, when God says so, we're gonna have a kid. When knowing fully deep down your soul, you know that you can't
Yeah.
have kids.
Yeah, which is unfair,
So
isn't
which is unfair, of course. So
it?
I
Mm.
honestly, I understand what you guys are saying, and both of you guys are right. So the last question I'm about to ask you before we close this show is, I'm gonna start with you, Sydney.
Okay.
If you were in that guy's shoe, you're the one who took vasectomy, and then you just found out your wife got pregnant by another man, what would you do?
Okay. Honestly speaking, looking at the okay, I'm going to like tell you me. I'll
Yes,
explain myself to you.
yes,
Knowing for a fact that naturally myself, I'm not a guy that is selfish. Number one,
hmm,
and knowing that I'm not a guy that would like to have things happen my way predominantly. No.
yeah,
If that kind of an issue happened and I'm the person who never explained to my
yes,
partner about what has been done to me or on
yeah,
me, I would definitely, number one, me by nature being a man that I'm a competitive person who doesn't want what I have to be taken away from by somebody else. Definitely I'll get injured,
mhm,
but not an extent of right of showing my anger or wrath to my partner, because
yes,
I already know the fact that I am the one that made the mistake. So the
sure,
only thing that I would do is request now what is the way forward, because now there are three people involved, fourth plus the child who is unborn.
yes,
You understand, right? There's me, there's my madam, there's the other guy, and the child to be born, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So now I'll
Yeah.
ask the woman, what is your intention now that you've discovered that things are like this and this is your condition and there's another person, what is the way forward? The decision she will make is definitely justifiable to me because I'm already in the era. If she
yeah,
decides to say call for a divorce, definitely should just grant her because I'm the one who fumbled in the first place. I'm the one to blame.
sure that.
I would do that.
Sure. Okay, so
I would do that.
my second question will
I'll,
go, will go
I'll
to
let
Sarah.
go of her because
Yeah.
I'll let go of her, and when I do that, it is going to be a very huge lesson to me to really
Mhm.
consider honesty in whatever I indulge or engage myself into.
So
So I'll do that.
would
I
you
should,
able to accept that child to be yours? Okay, Sydney's gone. So
Uh-huh.
what?
I
am
can
I
hear you.
able to like take my child like my own? You
Yes,
are
you would
saying
like
like am I able to take my child like my own?
yeah, to adopt your child, because technically, like by the law, if any child is born in your
Sorry,
marriage,
you are
it's
bound.
so
It's
No,
you who's going
like
to.
for me, I can't.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Like
because
like like the earlier what I said earlier was
mhm,
I am not now. You know what? When such kind of an incident happens, I am not in a position of
Bro,
making a decision
yes,
because they are. Can you get me now?
yes, yes, yes,
yeah, we can get you
Yes,
now.
I'm saying that yeah, I was saying that if I'm the one now who's found in that position, it automatically makes me not be in the position of making a decision for anyone.
mhm,
Everything becomes now genuine and the neutral. Why am I
Oh
saying so?
yeah.
It's because there are four people involved now. Number one, I thought I could conceal the lie for a very long time or for a lifetime, which has been blown out of
Brought
proportion
out.
according to
Yeah.
my expectations and my thinking. You get that?
Yes.
So now, here's the situation. I would ask now the person who's got the situation, like, okay, now that there's you, there's another guy responsible for this situation, and there's a
Mhm.
baby to be born. What is the way forward? Are you sticking with me, or do you intend to go out of my life based on the fact that you've discovered the truth about myself and now you are in this condition? So I would need to listen to the woman now. It's more like I've surrendered my power as a man to a woman
Yes.
because I lied, and my lie has not gone anywhere.
Yeah, but technically, like by the let me just say by the law, if any
Hello?
child, if
Sorry?
like let me just say like by the law, if any child is born within your marriage, that's technically your
No,
child.
like before we even go to the law way, everything, no, lawfully, the woman has done an incorrect thing, but she's got
Mhm.
a point to actually prove in court
Yes.
because I lied.
No, true. Okay. So like Sarah, if you're in the position of a woman, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and then like you've been married for 4 years, there's no
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
kid. Like, won't you, you know, like talk to your husband? Look, we've been married for 4 years. Um, what's the way forward before stepping out of the house?
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be the first thing that I would do. Like maybe
Yeah.
after 1 year, maybe we've exhausted all the angles, you know what I mean? Then we'll sit
Yes.
down to say, okay, now let's go and see the doctors. Maybe from there, you'll be able to say, okay, this is what I did.
Hmm.
But even if we go and see the doctors, then it's not opening up. You know, there's a desperation, even as women, like Sydney said, there's a
Yeah.
desperation at a certain point. If I go in a marriage and say, I want to have kids, I'll do whatever it takes for me to have kids. You know what I
So
mean?
yes, yes, I understand you.
Hmm.
But okay, like my main concern here is like,
Yes.
okay, you're so desperate to have a kid, you're so anxious, you want to have a kid, you want to prove, like you said, you want to prove a point, right?
Hmm.
And how about, just say you can give me a child, let me look somewhere else. Okay, let me just seek for a divorce. Like, why would you want to get pregnant from somebody else and then pin it on your husband? Like, what would be the reason for you to do that?
Maybe because I
But
love you and I want to
good.
spend the rest of my life with you. I think it's
Yeah.
all because of love. You say, I see the good things in you. I know you can make a good father. I know you can
Mhm.
you make a very good head of a house. You know, like those men that are gifted. He's a head of a house.
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
father. He's a dad. So you say, I see all these things in him. So we've tried all angles. Maybe they sat down and talked. We don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
the man just kept on saying, I'm okay. Because we saw the wife just said, what do you mean you did that? Because maybe he never told her to say, this is what I've done. This is why you can't conceive. So she went
Yes.
to try it somewhere else. Maybe she saw the qualities of a father, a head of a house, a dad in that man. And she just said, no, this guy will make a good father. This guy is going to he's going to make us feel at home. He's going to make us feel like we have a man in the house. So let me go this way. Sometimes, like because if maybe if she brought up that topic, that man would have said, okay, I'm going to let you go and get married to whoever you want to get married so that you can have.
Mhm.
But I can't just jump to another man, said boy. I can't when
Yes.
I have feelings for you. That is impossible because I have feelings for you only. So I'll
Mhm.
do what we women do whatever it takes just to hold on to you guys.
Well, yeah, I understand, but then a guy is gonna live with that lie, and then if
Yeah.
okay, so
So many of you guys live with those lies. So many of you guys live with those lies. Not in a
mhm,
bad way, but because of the love.
yeah,
It's love that makes us do all those things. I won't lie to you. Because there's no way I can say I'm divorcing you, Z boy, and I'm going to marry
mhm,
Sydney when I don't even love Sydney. Even if he's
yeah,
made me pregnant. If I don't love him, I won't go and marry him. and I won't stay with him. So I would rather lie and be with you because I love you
Yeah.
than be with Sydney who's made me pregnant. You know what I mean? So
True.
that's why
Yeah.
the whole thing. I hear you to say why
Hmm.
didn't she talk about it, or why can't we get divorced and I go my way, you go your way? It doesn't work
Yeah.
like that when you love somebody. It does not work like that when you're in love with somebody.